one currency, one symbol, one Europe. But behind this single coin are millions of completely different lives. This is not a video about money. This is a story about people. When the euro was created, it carried a promise. A promise of unity, of opportunity, a promise that borders would matter less and our shared future would matter more. From the bustling streets of Germany to the charming cafes of France. From the historic piazzas of Italy to the sun-drenched coastlines of Greece, this single currency was meant to connect us all. But today, does 1 euro really mean the same thing for everyone in Europe? Does it buy the same hopes, the same security, the same future? We're going to travel across the continent to find out what 1 euro truly represents in the daily lives of its people. Our journey begins in Germany, the economic powerhouse of the Eurozone. Here, 1 euro feels like discipline. It's structure, it's planning, it's the quiet hum of a well-oiled machine. As the morning commute begins in Berlin, 1 euro might get you halfway to a cup of coffee. Maybe a single bread roll from a local bakery. It represents a small, calculated piece of a larger, stable plan. People here generally trust the system. They trust that their savings will be safe, that their pensions will be there, and that tomorrow will be much like today. But even in this fortress of stability, a subtle unease is growing. Life is getting more expensive, and that single euro doesn't stretch as far as it used to. The discipline remains, but the pressure is slowly mounting. Next, we cross the border into France, where 1 euro is not just money, it's culture. It's the price of a moment. It's taking the time to enjoy a perfectly baked croissant, to sit with an espresso and watch the world go by. In Paris, that 1 euro is an investment in conversation, in connection, in the art of living. It's less about what it can buy and more about the experience it enables. Life here moves at a different pace, one that values beauty and leisure. But that beauty has a price. Behind the romantic facade of cafe life, many feel the quiet pressure of rising costs and economic uncertainty. The French hold on to their way of life fiercely, but they know that preserving it is becoming a more difficult struggle every day. Now, let's travel south to Italy, where 1 euro carries the weight of history. It's a currency that is still relatively new for a nation with thousands of years of stories. You can see it in the hands of an old man in Rome, carefully counting his coins, remembering a time before the euro, when the lira told a different tale. For Italians, family matters more than numbers on a balance sheet. A shared meal, a loud and loving dinner table, these are the things that truly have value. The euro is a tool, a means to an end. Those numbers still decide the future. They determine whether a young person can afford to stay in their hometown or must seek opportunities elsewhere. In Italy, every coin is a bridge between a cherished past and an uncertain future. Our next stop is Greece, a country where 1 euro remembers struggle. For many Greeks, the coin is a stark reminder of the economic crisis that shook their nation to its core. It brings back memories of when trust was broken and dreams were delayed indefinitely. Walking through some towns, you can still see the ghosts of that era: closed shops, quiet streets. The youth, who grew up in the shadow of the crisis, now look at their phones, searching for a connection to a world of opportunity that sometimes feels just out of reach. That single euro represents a battle fought and survived, but it also represents an incredible resilience. The Greek spirit never disappeared. It adapted, it endured, and it continues to fight for a better tomorrow, 1 euro at a time. Moving north, we find a different story. In countries like the Netherlands, Belgium, and Austria, 1 euro feels like balance. It's the product of a system built on work-life harmony, social safety nets, and a sense of collective responsibility. People cycle to work in Amsterdam, browse vibrant markets in Brussels, and enjoy the pristine mountains of Austria. Yes, Taxes are high, but the returns are visible everywhere in excellent public services, clean cities, and a general sense of well-being. Here, people don't chase money with the same desperation. They manage it. €1 is a predictable part of a stable life, a piece of a puzzle where everything fits together. Che. It represents a quiet confidence, not in wealth, but in quality of life. Further east, in the Baltic states of Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania, €1 represents pure ambition. These nations joined the Eurozone relatively late, but they are moving forward with incredible speed. In the tech hubs of Tallinn and Vilnius, that €1 is fueling a digital future. 2. It's in the hands of young professionals working late on their laptops, building new companies, and dreaming big. There's a quiet determination here, born from a history of overcoming challenges. In the cold winter streets, you can feel the energy. The silent hustle of a generation determined to build a prosperous future on their own terms. Sheer. €1 is not about stability or leisure. It's about growth, potential, and the relentless drive to catch up and then lead. Now, let's visit the small island nations of Malta and Cyprus. On these beautiful islands, space is limited, and the cost of living is surprisingly high. Paradise isn't cheap. Tourism is the lifeblood of their economies, bringing in a constant flow of money and visitors. But this influx also drives up prices for the locals. That €1 which buys a moment of peace for a tourist might be a fraction of the daily rent for a resident. It's a paradox. The very thing that makes these places wealthy also makes them expensive. Living in paradise means constantly navigating the high costs that come with it. So, we've traveled across Europe, from north to south, east to west. And what have we found? The euro coin is the same everywhere. The metal is the same, the design is the same. But the life it represents is not. Your story, your reality, depends on where you were born, where you work, and what you dream of. It's a story of stability in Germany, of culture in France, of history in Italy, and of resilience in Greece. Z. Tale of ambition in the Baltics and a story of balance and high costs elsewhere. One Europe, but many, many realities. And behind every single coin is a human life, with its own hopes, fears, and dreams. This was never really about €1. It was about us. It was about the different lives we lead under a single sky. If you live in Europe, this is your story too. Thank you for watching.